Hey everybody, and welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim, and this is a channel where we talk about everything to do with crafting. So from amigurumi to weaving and anything in between. If you like crafting and being creative, stick around. I think you're going to like it here. This is another episode of Coffee with Kim, where we kind of like to start our day off slow, talk about what we did yesterday, share some crafty and creative ideas, ease into today, and get ready for tomorrow. So, yes, I still sound like this, and I apologize. So even when my colds are over, I will sound like this for a few more weeks, and I don't understand why. It's just my colds always settle right here in my face. So those of you that hang out with me every day, you realize I did it again. I rearranged things. So if you can look behind me. Now, remember yesterday I told you I got a huge delivery because I got bamboozled on eBay, which it turned out okay, but it was still more than I would have paid. I got a lot of vintage yarn from eBay, and I didn't have anywhere to put it here. Okay, so I had to move over into here. You'll see I've hung a few things in front of it, but that for the most part is the yarn that I got from my vintage eBay haul. And then, of course, I moved Lucy up there, and Grammy is right next to her. Yeah, this room is just a work in progress, and starting to think it always will be. So I moved some of the stuff that was in there over to there, organized it. And it always takes so much longer than I thought it would, than I think it will. Like, I'm like, it'll take a couple minutes. I'll just rearrange this. It'll take a couple minutes. Nope. 2 hours later, the dog's crying to go out because I forgot, he's just laying there. So it is what it is. Okay, progress report. I have to be honest with you. I didn't get a lot done yesterday because Fritzy and I went outside to play. It got to be 62 degrees and the sun was shining. And the weather said, get out here. So Fritzy and I went outside. I did find some really cool driftwood, so I can make some more of these. Also, I can just do a box of driftwood so that I have it for other projects. I'm sure I'll find something else to do with it. I did not get very far on this. I actually frogged out the row I was working on last time I talked to you and redid it because I was chaining 3 between it and I didn't like what it was doing. So I pulled that out. And, all right. So I completely finished that. I think I showed you that yesterday. And I started on the next level. I can't find it right now. It's buried in there. But so I didn't find the mistakes. I like to show Mr. Fortunate what I'm working on. It's kind of like a little kid who shows, hey, look what I did. And I handed it to him and I said, I know it's not centered because there's a lot of room in front of the J and not in the E. And he goes, oh, and this is too thick. And I was like, oh. So now I'm wondering if I should just set this aside and redo 4 new sides and try it again. That way I could work on the back better. So I think I'll see how I feel once I get done with the other 3 sides. This one might have just been a practice panel. And I'll see. I don't know. That took a minute, But so yeah, I could see right here in the D, there's 3 rows. It should have been 2. And the E should have been 2 rows up here. Anyway, does it need to be perfect? No, because it's a handmade craft. excuse me, but do I want to be looking at it for the next 20 years saying, I could have done better? I don't know. We'll see how I feel once I get the other sides done. Maybe I'll do the others. I'll do all 4 sides solid, and then I'll do his name on the handle. That might be a thought. So I do have a little bit of exciting news. I'm not sure if I mentioned it a while ago. My neighbor had messaged me on Facebook and said that the county fair up here was looking for an arts and crafts manager. So I reached out to them, and she messaged me the day before yesterday, and asked me to come in for an informal interview. She said, just casual, let's just chat. So I said, sure. So yesterday at 5:30, I went in and I wore my Be Creative t-shirt, and I'll tell you why. So we had a great interview. Within 5 minutes, she's like, okay, so you would be doing this and da-da-da, and you will this and you will that. So within about 5 minutes, I pretty much knew that she was going to give me the position. So yeah, at, I don't know, about 7 minutes more, we're talking, and I'm like, I'm really excited about this, and I would be honored to take. What she wants to do is she wants to revamp the whole building. I don't know if it's the same by you guys, but the county fairs are starting to lose interest in the homemade goods and all the outbuildings. They're starting to turn more into just the rides, the food, and almost like a flea market type building. So she's trying to revamp it to bring people in. And I said to her, I would be so on. I said, I would start right now. I said, can I get a look in the building and see? And right now they have the building for storage. So people store their boats and motorcycles and stuff there. So she said, excuse me, I'm sorry. She said, as soon as storage is over, she said, I will open the doors and the building's yours. She said, whatever you want to do. She said, and then when you get in there and you get your ideas, all you have to do is tell maintenance and they will build you whatever you want. Okay. So I'm like, my brain's already going. So I'm trying to take my experience from the other county fair and use it at this county fair so that I can merge my ideas. Plus, I'm going to do some research online and see new ways to display arts and crafts. So I'm really excited about that. And I have to ask my friend, she's usually the moderator on my lives, Renee. I'm going to ask her and her husband to be the judges. So surprise, Renee. I haven't asked you yet, but yeah, I'm going to ask them to be the judges because he's an art teacher, she's a music teacher, and they're both the most creative people in the world that I know. So as soon as the lady told me you're going to have to find your own judges, those two popped into my head. So absolutely going to ask them. Plus, for their time, they'll get family 4-packs to the fair. So that's about $100, So I'm excited, Renee. I will be texting you. I just didn't think of it. I'm sorry. But surprise. So I'm really excited for the whole thing. They do it a little different at this fair. At the fair where I'm a part of, as far as I submit things, it's arts, crafts, plants, produce, flowers, all sorts of stuff, all in that building. At the fair where I am the manager, it's just arts and crafts. They have the kids' arts and crafts in there, and they have antiques. Everything else has its own building. Plus, in the same building, which I'm picturing this is going to be a huge building. I didn't even see it, but it's going to be a huge building because there's also crafters in there that sell their stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then I have to think of, I have to get people to volunteer. It's a 12-hour day. So I have to get, people to fill like a 3-hour at a time. Maybe more, maybe 4 hours at a time. I don't know. I'll be there. I mean, I'm retired, so I just need one other person. I probably won't do the full 12 hours, but I'll be there most of the time. So that's my exciting news. You are now looking at the manager of the Arts and Crafts Department of the county fair. So that's pretty exciting. If there was ever a job created for me, it was that one. So the reason I wore my Be Creative t-shirt was I actually mentioned it to her. And I said to her, I said, as soon as my neighbors saw that you needed somebody for the Arts and Crafts Department, she texted me and I listed off all the things. And I said, this is actually my tagline for my YouTube channel. I told her all about Fortunate Creations and and sent her a link when I left. She's like, oh my goodness, send me the link. I want to see it. But I was already hired at that point. So think of the content that I can create being up at that fair. Think of all the fun stuff I can share with you guys. I'm sensing a lot of live in there. So, so I'm having a bit of a struggle. It's actually going to make you laugh. So, I don't really talk about it much, but I'm trying to get down a few pounds. I got on the scale on January 1st, like everybody does. And I was way, way, way more than I wanted to be. We'll put it that way. And I decided enough. I can't do this anymore. So I'm cutting out, sugar and junk food and, stuff like that and carbs as much as possible. I mean, I do have some carbs, but nothing like, I'm not going to go have French fries or anything like that. So last night before, Mr. Fortunate. Now we get our groceries delivered. It's just easier. Ever since COVID, we had them delivered. It's just easier. Neither one of us have been to the grocery store. And we actually save money because we're not just walking around the grocery store picking stuff up that looks good. We sit here, we pick what we usually do, and then we get it delivered. So he says to me, I'm doing a grocery order. I said, okay, cool. I said, you can go to the buy again tab and just put my stuff in there. Okay. So the cart is like, it's divided in two, but it's not really, but you can see where he does all his Cheetos, chips, 3 kinds of cookies, Doritos, Lay's potato chips, jalapeno poppers with cheddar cheese. It's just, and then you get to mine. Bananas, apples, pears, raspberries, the whole yogurt, the cottage cheese. It's just really funny because you can see the division between the two of us. So I was doing lunch yesterday. He's home. It was the day before. It's the day before. So we're doing lunch the day before. And I opened up the cabinet where he puts away the groceries. And I said, you got to help me out. I said, if you're going to buy and it's the cabinet's this big. And all up here, chips, Cheetos, chips, brownie mix, cake mix, muffin mix, cookies. So I said to him, you got to help me out. I said, if you're going to buy this stuff, at least buy the stuff that's not my favorite. So I'm not tempted to open the cabinet and grab something because I don't know if you're like me When I'm hungry, I get to the point where I'm fine, and then all of a sudden I'm starving. So I got to eat something right away. I'll open that cabinet and just grab something out. The other day I grabbed, like 7 ginger snap cookies. I love them. I can't stop myself because I get to the point where I'm starving. I just need something quick. And there's that. So he's like, well, I guess I could hide them in my room. I'm not going to have you hiding food in your closet. So I just need to practice self-control. And in my defense, I am down about 17 pounds. And those of you who are of my age range, you know that that's a pain in the everything to try to lose weight at our age. So anyway, I just thought it was really funny because you can just see it's like the continental divide between what he eats and what I eat. I've got pears and apples, and so what I try to do is stock up on that. So when I do want something sweet, I'll grab a handful of raspberries or something like that instead of a handful of cookies. So it's a good time. It's fun. So yeah, he was going to hide chips in his closet. Stop it. It's not funny. It's a little funny. Oh boy. I'm a little giddy this morning because I got so much sleep. Like, back it up a little bit. I fell asleep on the couch last night right after Jeopardy. And here that's like 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock I fell asleep on the couch. And then I got up around 9:30, went to bed, and proceeded to cough for hours. And hours and hours. So I got up with Fritzy at about 2. And I usually come in here, I sit down, I'll do a couple things, and he's standing at the door whining and whining and whining. I'm like, what do you want? Turns out he wanted to go back to bed. He goes back in, climbs up on the bed, and just looks at me. I'm like, okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. So it was about 3:15, and we laid back down. Out. I was out like a light until 7:30, and that is not, so I already feel like half my day is gone because usually by 7:30 I'm up 4 hours. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling a little extra energized because I had several hours extra sleep. So thank you to Fritzy, who's now sound asleep. You want to see him? Come here, little man. Come here, little man. Oh, I know. Oh, how dare I? How dare I wake you up? Oh, hi, everybody. Mommy woke me up. Everybody. Mommy woke me up. Hi, Fritzy. So it's because of this little man. I love you. I love you. Sorry, I know I'm a goof with him. I love him so much. Look at him hang his little hand over. Are you quite comfy? You want to go back to sleep? So it's because of this little man that I'm feeling extra good as far as on the sleep scale today. You want to go back to bed? All right, here you go. There you go, sweetheart. So he's such a sweetheart. So yesterday I was out in the yard with him, and he's got a fenced off part because he does like to run over to the neighbor's yard, and the eagles are here, and I want him where I know if I see an eagle coming in any direction, I know to get by him. Hasn't happened, but you never know. So I'm out, and about a month ago, the river came up and left a bunch of debris on the yard. So I'm picking up all the big pieces. And when I say big pieces, I'm saying I have trees, all over the yard. So I'm moving it down to the beach. And then once it dries out and once we don't have a burn ban anymore, I'll burn it on the beach. So I'm trying to do that. And all of a sudden, the next thing I know, he's standing next to me. And I'm like, where did you come from? He found a spot. So I have regular metal fence most of the way around. And then where it connects to under the deck, I have like this plastic chicken wire, for the lack of a better. And he went right under it. He's like, hi, Ma. He's funny. He just literally wants to be right by my side at all times. So I stuck him back under. Fritz-a-bits, are you spoiled rotten? He is. So, all right, you guys. The sun is shining. You all right? He was chewing on some yarn. I think that's what that cough was. The sun is shining. It's going to be 62 degrees outside today, so I need to get my stuff done inside so I can go play outside with Fritzy. So thank you so much for starting your day with me. Thank you for all of your support. Oh, wait, before I forget, the card that I got, I did get a message from her. It was Karen. Karen is on all of my lives. Karen comments on all of my things. So Karen actually sent me that card that I mentioned to you guys yesterday, and that wonderful book. So yeah, thank you so much, Karen. And then I did get somebody click the link for Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, and someone bought me some coffee. So thank you so much. It doesn't tell me who it is. At least I haven't found it yet. So if that was you, please let me know. They did say thank you for your lives, and I always have so much fun. So thank you so much. And they did say congratulations on being a grandma. So I know it's recent, and I don't check that page that often because not many people go there. So I got an email that said somebody bought me coffee. Oh, the cat just walked by over there. So I checked it. So whoever sent me a cup of coffee, actually 3, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. And remember, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, share, all the fun stuff. And remember, always be creative. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.